With a mighty rushing wind, and it's closer now than it's ever been. I can almost hear the trumpet as Gabriel sounds the call, and at the midnight cry, we'll be going home. When Jesus steps out on a cloud to call his children, the dead in Christ shall rise to meet him in the air, and then those that remain will be quickly changed, and at the midnight cry, we'll be going home. I look around me, I see prophecies fulfilled, signs of the times, they're appearing everywhere. I can almost hear the Father saying, son, go get your children. And at the midnight cry, the bride of Christ shall rise. When Jesus steps out on a cloud to call his children, the dead in Christ shall rise to meet him in the air, and then those that remain will be quickly changed, and at the midnight cry, when Jesus comes again, and then those that remain will be quickly changed, and at the midnight cry, when Jesus comes again, and at the midnight cry, when Jesus comes again.
Hackensack Church. It's my pleasure to be doing the sermon for you today as a guest speaker. And in my sermon today, I'm going to be including an excerpt from Ellen G. White's call to Stand Apart on social justice. So let us pray. Heavenly Father, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to speak to your people today. As I speak today, I pray that you hope your words come out of my mouth, that they may understand your word, Heavenly Father. Please help me to speak your words well. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Some people talk about how the youth today have no compassion and no respect, but are driven by simple technological pleasures like computer games, instant messaging, video games, and stuff like that. They ask, is compassion a virtue we learn from our parents, or is it a virtue we inherit from human nature? What is it that touches the instinct for compassion in some young people and turns them into cold, dispassionate people some perceive them to be? Wu Fu, a Chinese Christian, moved with compassion for the coolies in the South African mines. So he sold himself for a term of 5 years as a coolie slave and was transferred to Canero to carry the gospel to his countrymen working there. He toiled the mines with them and preached Jesus. Luke died, but not until he had won the Savior nearly 200 disciples who joined the church. During the Christmas season, a woman in England posted a Facebook message reading, Took all my pills, be dead soon, so bye-bye everyone. A total of 148 comments were made, and many of them were basically mocking her. She had more than 1,000 Facebook friends, but no one with compassion. No one called or even went by to check on her. The next day, the police went over and found her dead body, unfortunately. The suicidal posting was taken down from the Facebook wall and placed with many loving remembrances, but it was too late. And this is the episode I was talking about from Ellen G. White. Is not the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens and let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke? Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover them, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily. And thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. That can be found in Isaiah 58, verses 6 through 8. For the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. Then shall he sit upon the throne of glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the fountain of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer them, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When we saw thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when we saw thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. I was a stranger. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when we saw thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did minister unto thee? And then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but righteous into eternal life. that can also be found in Matthew 25 verses 31 to 46. Blessed is he that considers the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. That's in Psalms 41 verse 1. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Break them out of the hand of the wicked. That's Psalms 82 verses 3 and 4. He that oppresseth the poor reproaches maker. But he that honoreth him has mercy on the poor. He that has pity unto the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he has given will pay him again. That is found in Proverbs 19 verse 17. Our Lord Jesus Christ came to this world as the unweary servant of man's necessity. He took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses, that he might minister to them, to every need of humanity. That's found in Matthew 8 verse 17. The burden of disease and wretchedness and sin he came to remove. It was his mission to bring to men complete restoration. He came to them, he gave to them health and peace and perfection of character. Varied were the circumstances and needs of those who sought his aid, and none who came to him went away unhelped. From him flowed a spring of healing power, and in body, mind, and soul, men were made whole. The Savior's work was not restricted to any time or place. His compassion knew no limit. On so large a scale did he conduct his work of healing and teaching, that there was no building in Palestine large enough to receive the multitudes that thronged to him. On the green slopes of Galilee, through in the thoroughfares of travel, by the seashore, in the synagogues, and in every other place where the sick could be brought to him, was to be found his hospital. In every city, town, every village through which he passed, he laid his hands upon the afflicted ones and healed them. Wherever there were hearts ready to receive his message, he comforted them with the assurance of the Heavenly Father's love. All day he ministered those who came to him. Jesus carried the awful weight of responsibility for the salvation of men. He knew that unless there was a decided change in the principles and purpose of the human race, all would be lost. This was a burden of the soul, and none could appreciate the weight that rested upon him. Through childhood, youth, and manhood, he walked alone. Yet it was heaven to be in his presence.
I don't know about that one.
Day by day, he met trials and temptations. Day by day, he was brought into contact with evil and witnessed its power upon those whom he was seeking to bless and to save. Yet he did not fail to become discouraged. In all things he brought his wishes into strict obedience to his mission. He glorified his life by making everything in subordinate to the will of his Father. And his youth, his mother, fighting him in the school of the rabbis, said, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? He answered, and his answer is the keynote to his life. How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about of my Father's business? That can be found in Luke chapter 2, verses 48 to 49. His life was one of constant self-sacrifice. He had no home in this world except as the kindness of friends provided for him as a wayfarer. He came to live in our behalf the life of the poorest, and to walk and work among the needy and the suffering. Unrecognized and unhonored, he walked in and out among the people for whom he had done so much.
Okay. He's like, yes.
He was always patient and cheerful. and the afflicted hailed him as a messenger of light and peace. He saw the needs of men and women, children and youths, and he gave all his invitation, "Come unto me." During his ministry, Jesus devoted more time to healing the sick than to preaching. His miracles testified to the truth of his works, that he came not to destroy it but to save. Whenever he went, the tidings of his mercy preceded him. Where he had passed, objects of his compassion were rejoicing in health and making trial of the newfound powers. Crowds were collecting around him to hear from the lips of the works that the Lord had wrought. His voice was the first sound that many have ever heard, his name the first they had ever spoken, his face the first they had ever looked upon. Why should they not love Jesus and sound his praise? As he passed through the towns and cities, he was like a violent current, diffusing life and joy. The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, toward the sea, beyond the Jordan, toward Galilee of the nations. The people that sat in darkness saw a great light, and to them sat in the region and shadow of death, to them did light spring up. Pure religion is undefiled before the Father is this: to visit the fatherless, and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Good deeds are the fruit that Christ requires us to bear. Kind words, deeds of benevolence, of tender regard for the poor, the needy, the afflicted. When hearts sympathize with hearts burdened with discouragement and grief, when the hand dispenses to the needy, when the naked are clothed, the stranger may welcome to a seat in your parlor, and a place in your heart. Angels are coming very near. An answering strain is responded to in heaven. Every act of justice, mercy, and benevolence makes melody in heaven. The Father, from his throne, beholds those who do these acts of mercy, and numbers them with his most precious treasures. And they shall be mine, says the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make of my jewels. Every merciful act to the needy, the suffering, is regarded as though done to Jesus. When you suffer the poor, sympathize with the afflicted and oppressed, and befriend the orphan, you bring yourself into a closer relationship to Jesus. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, "Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in, naked, and ye clothed me not, sick and in prison, and ye visited me not." Then shall they also answer him, saying, "Lord, when we saw thee on hunger or thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick in prison, and did not minister unto thee?" Then shall he answer them, saying, "Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these, least of these, ye did not do it to me." And he shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. Jesus here identifies himself with his suffering people. It was I who was hungry and thirsty. It was I who was a stranger. It was I who was naked and who was sick. It was I who was in prison. When you were enjoying the food from your bountifully spread tables, I was famishing in a hovel or a street not far from you. When you closed the doors against me, while your well-furnished rooms were unoccupied, I had not where to lay my head. Your wardrobes were filled with an abundant supply of changeable suits of apparel. Upon which means had been needlessly squandered, which you might have not given to the needy. I was destitute of comfortable apparel. When you were enjoying health, I was sick. Misfortune cast me into prison and bound me with fetters, bowing down my spirit, depriving me of freedom and hope, while you roamed free. What oneness Jesus here expresses as existing himself, between himself and his suffering disciples. He makes their case his own. He identifies himself as being in person the very sufferer. Mark, selfish Christian, every neglect of the needy poor, the orphan, the fatherless, is a neglect of Jesus in their prison. I am acquainted with persons who make a high profession, whose hearts are so encased in self-love and selfishness that they cannot appreciate what I am writing. They have all their lives sought and lived only for self. To make a sacrifice to do good, to do others good, to disadvantage themselves, to advantage others, is out of the question with them. They have not the least idea that God requires this of them. Self is their idol. Precious weeks, months, and years passes into eternity, but they have no record in heaven of kindly acts, of sacrificing for others' goods, of feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, or taking in the stranger. The entertaining strangers at a venture is not agreeable. If they knew that all who sought to share their bounty were worthy, then they might be induced to do something in this direction. That there is a good virtue in venturing something. Perchance we may entertain the angels when you doled out the pittance of bread to the starving poor, and you gave those flimsy garments to shield them from the biting frost. Need you remember that you were giving to the glory of God? Amen. All the days of your life, I was near you in the person of these afflictions, but you did not seek me. You will not enter into fellowship with me. I know you not. The Lord declared to Israel, the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine. For ye are the strangers and sojourners with me. The people were to be impressed with the fact that it was God's land which they were permitted to possess for a time, and that he was the rightful owner and the original proprietor, and that he would have a special consideration made for the poor and the unfortunate. It was to be impressed upon the minds of all that the poor have as much right to a place in God's will as the more wealthy. Such were the provisions made by our merciful Creator to lessen the suffering, to bring some ray of hope, to flash some gleam of sunshine into the life of the destitute and distressed. The Lord would place a check upon the inordinate love of property and power. Great evils will result from the continued accumulation of wealth by one class and the poverty and segregation of another. Without some restraint, the power of the wealthy will become a monopoly, and the poor, though in every respect fully as worthy of in God's sight, may be regarded and treated as inferior to their more prosperous brethren. The sense of this oppression would arouse the passions of the poorer class. There will be a feeling of despair and desperation which would tend to demoralize society and open the door to crimes of every description. The regulations that God established were designed to promote social equality. God's word sanctions no policy that will enrich one class by the oppression and suffering of another. In all our business transactions, it teaches us to put ourselves in the place of those with whom we are dealing. To look not only on our own things, but also on the things of others. He who would take advantage of another's misfortunes in order to benefit himself, or who seeks profit himself through another's weakness or incompetence, is a transgressor both from the principles and the precepts of the Word of God. God-fearing men and women have been brought to the deaths of property by illness or misfortune, often through the dishonest gain of those who live by preying upon their bellies. Whole communities are devoid of education in industrial and sanitary lines. Families live in hovels with scant furniture and clothing, without tools, without books, destitute both comforts and conveniences and the means of culture. And rooted souls, bodies weak and ill-born, reveal the results of evil heredity and of wrong habits. These people must be educated from the very foundation. They have led shiftless, idle, corrupt lives, and they need to be trained to correct these habits. How can they be awakened to the necessity of improvement? How can they be directed to a higher ideal of life? How can they be helped to rise? What can be done where poverty prevails? It is to be contented with at every step. Certainly the work is difficult. The necessary reformation will never be made unless men and women are assisted by a power outside of themselves. It is God's purpose that the rich and the poor shall closely bound together by the ties of sympathy and helpfulness. Those who have means, talents, and capabilities are to use these gifts in blessing their fellow men. Real charity helps men to help themselves. If one comes to our door and asks for food, we should not turn him away hungry. His poverty may be the result of just misfortune, but true beneficence means more than mere gifts. It means a genuine interest in the welfare of others. We should seek to understand the needs of the poor and the distressed, and to give them the help that will benefit them most. To give thought and time and personal effort costs far more than just merely to give them. It is the truest charity. Attention should be given to the establishment of various industries so that poor families can find employment. Carpenters, blacksmiths, indeed everyone who understands some line of useful labor should feel a responsibility to teach and help the ignorant and the unemployed. In ministry to the poor, there is a wide field of service for women as well as for men. The efficient cook, the housekeeper, the seamstress, the nurse, the help is all needed. Let the members of the poor households be taught how to cook, how to make and mend their own clothes, how to nurse the sick, how to take care properly for the home. Let boys and girls be thoroughly taught some useful trade or occupation. Those who are taught to earn what they receive will more readily learn to make the most of it. And in learning to be self-reliant, they are acquiring that which will not only make themselves self-sustaining, but also will enable them to help others. Teach the importance of life duties to those who are wasting their opportunities. Show them that the Bible religion never makes men idlers. Christ always encourages industry. Why stand ye here all the day idle? He said to the Indian, I must work while it is day. The night cometh, when no man can work. That can be found in Matthew 20:6 and John 9:4. Jesus sought to correct the world's false standards of judging the value of men. He took his position with the poor, that he might lift poverty, the stigma that the world had attached to it. He has stripped from it wherever they reproach or scorn. By blessing the poor, the inheritors of God's kingdom, he points us to the path we trod, saying, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross daily, and follow me. That is found in Luke chapter 9, verse 23. We are all woven together in the great web of humanity, and whatever we can do to benefit and uplift others will reflect in blessings upon ourselves. The law of mutual dependence runs through all classes of society. All may find something to do. The poor always need wisdom. Jesus said, and none he feels that there is no place where they can labor for him. Millions upon millions of human souls are ready to perish, bound in chains of ignorance and sin, have never so much as Christ have heard of Christ's love for them. Were our condition and theirs to be reversed, what would we desire for them to be for us? All this so far as lies in our power, we are under the most solemn obligation to do for them. Christ's rule of life, by which every one of us must stand or fall in judgment, is whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. That can be found in Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Jesus models a life filled with compassion. The need for more people to show compassion is very big. Jesus models a life filled with compassion because he's looking for more people to show compassion and fulfill a great need. So right now I'm going to give you a quick quiz. It's not like what I said before in the sermon. So I'm going to give you a word and you're going to say the opposite. So the first one, the opposite of fast is? Right. Opposite of long? Cold. Young? Soft? Sour? High? Rich? Love? I'm not so sure about hate. From my own experiences, I'm coming to realize that the greatest insult against someone is not to hate them, it's to be apathetic. Now, apathy means not taking any interest in anything, not bothering to do anything. It's a lack of emotion or concern, especially when it relates to the matter of the general concern. So remember back then when you were a child and someone in your class would always pick on you? Your mom and dad might have told you to just ignore them and pretend they're not there. Don't give them any attention at all. Eventually, over time, ignoring that person fixes the problem. They will find someone else to pick on. That's a good thing, they're picking on someone else. But, yeah. Finally, there would be someone else's problem. Yeah. Even though this device can help us momentarily cope with a bad situation, it's really just apathy in disguise. From the time of our youth, we've been taught to emotionally insulate ourselves. The truth is, those who intentionally hurt us are actually hurt or broken, and cannot help themselves. What they really need is more love and compassion, not apathy. Now, a famous American author who goes by the name of George Bernard Shaw once said, the worst thing toward our fellow creatures is not to hate them, but to be indifferent to them. That's the essence of inhumanity. If you can turn your Bible to Matthew chapter 9, verses 35 to 38. That's Matthew 9, verses 35 to 38. So Jesus went through all the towns and the villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and every sickness. And he saw the crowds, and he had compassion on them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. And he saw it to his disciples, and he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field." Here, Jesus perfectly modeled the solution to acting in 3 steps. So step number 1 is that Jesus saw the crowds. He opened his eyes and saw what was going on around him. Jesus didn't turn a blind eye to those who were hurting. He didn't pretend like they weren't there. He didn't isolate himself from the realities of our world. He made himself aware of their needs by giving them his attention. The second step is that he felt compassion. Jesus didn't insulate himself from their pain and suffering. He lowered his guard and made himself emotionally vulnerable. He did not repress the emotions that were stirred up. Forgive me if I say this wrong if you know Greek, but the Greek portion of the word compassion is going to something. I hope I said that right. The term obviously defines as Greek translation. It means bowels or intestines. What it means is that the suffering and sin of abandonment and terror of these men not merely went to the heart of Jesus, but right into his heart, into himself, so that their whole plight was now his own. And as such as he saw and suffered it far more keenly than they did. Like means that he took their misery upon himself, taking it away from them and making it his own. Feeling compassion isn't some kind of loving sensation for throwing a tongue-in-cheek pity party. Compassion goes straight to the heart. It will create a gut-wrenching feeling in which we empathetically identify with the brokenness of another person. Those who choose apathy are choosing to be emotionally absent. Those who choose compassion are choosing to become emotionally vulnerable. Now, have you ever noticed that in some of the most amazing signs and wonders that were ever performed happened immediately after Jesus expressed emotion? Right before many of Jesus' signs, anyone would see either 1 wept, 2 showed anger, 3 rebuked, 4 was moved with compassion, 5 was deeply distressed, or 6 deeply sighed. Our culture has painted this picture of Jesus who was lifeless and motionless, in some kind of weird way. That is not the Jesus of the Bible. Now, repeat that again, that is not the Jesus of the Bible. Now, the third step is that he took action. Jesus taught in their synagogues, preached the good news of the kingdom, and healed every disease and every sickness. Jesus' emotional investment cannot allow him to neglect the harassed, or the helpless, the broken, and the oppressed. Their pain became his pain. So he restored them physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Jesus raised the dead, cast out demons, brought sight to the blind, gave speech to the mute, restored hearing to the deaf, cured the leper, and healed the paralyzed. Jesus didn't ignore the problem. Jesus took action. Now you might say to yourself that I'm scared. I don't think I can do all the crazy stuff that Jesus did in the Bible. Well, Jesus never calls us to do the easy things. He calls us to get out of our comfort zone so we can look directly at the brokenness of our world He wants us to see the harassed. He wants us to see the helpless, the broken, and the oppressed. Jesus spent most of his time with these people, and so should we. But don't worry, Jesus fully understands your situation. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. The way I see it, you have two options. Number one, you can voluntarily join God's army, or two, wait around for God to draft you. Now, you don't want to be drafted necessarily. A good example of this is the book of Jonah. Now, we are bombarded with messages today that pull us out of the arms of love and compassion of Jesus Christ and push us deeper into the jaws of attitudes such as whatever or who cares and so what dominate our thoughts. This apathetic attitude blinds us from seeing the harassed, the hopeless, the broken, and the oppressed. It emotionally insulates us from feeling the pain of others. It paralyzes the church, the body of Christ. In Revelation, Jesus Christ says to the church of Laodicea, I know your deeds, that you are neither cold or hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot or cold, I am about to spit you out my mouth. You say, I am rich, I have acquired both, and do not think me a thing. But you do not realize that you are wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. Now, simply put, apathy is disgusting. Jesus gave us a simple model to help fight against the temptation of apathy. Number one, he opened his eyes to the people around him. He didn't just cross over to the other side of the street when he saw someone in need. He didn't pretend to look away or to avoid an uncomfortable conversation. He confronted the harsh realities of life head on. Two, he shared the pain with a gut-wrenching sympathy. He gave himself permission to become emotionally vulnerable. He didn't subscribe to the don't ask, don't tell policy. Their pain became his pain. Number three, he took action. He didn't say, that's not my problem, and pass it on to someone else. Jesus wasn't the benchmark. He wasn't cheering from the stands. He was out there in full uniform on the court, playing hard, staying focused, getting bruised, and ultimately defeating the other team. If we were in the presence, if Jesus were in the presence in the flesh today, he would probably be wearing Nike sandals because his actions please the people just do it. The love and compassion of Jesus Christ will turn the world upside down. Now it is time to be obedient to God's prompting. No more excuses, no more forcing. It's time to take action. Before I close, I have a quick thing right here. A man fell, I'm reading it off the bottom here. A man fell into a pit and couldn't get himself out. A Christian scientist came along and said, you only think that you are in a pit. A Pharisee said, only bad people fall into a pit. A compassionless fundamentalist said, you deserve your pit. A Methodist came by and said, we brought you some food and clothing while you were in the pit. A Presbyterian said, this is no accident, you know. An optimist said, things could be worse. On the other side, a pessimist said, things will get worse. But a Seventh-day Adventist youth, seeing the man, took him by the hand and lifted him out of the pit. Young people, let's stand apart from the world, and let's stand together, reflecting Jesus' life unto others. Compassion, just do it. May God help us and strengthen us as you do his work. Amen.
well.